This is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1, October 31st, 2020. Happy Halloween, folks. Today, I want to touch upon a subject. I'm going to entitle this subject, I Do Not Consent. Now, during my live stream last night, I had a woman come into my live stream. Now, the caption said a doctor's name that we're all familiar with. And apparently, they claim to have been alerted that they were being talked about. Somebody accused them of storing their deceased dog in a suitcase for several days. And she said, I'm being defamed, I'm being slandered, and I do not consent. No means no. And this was supposed to magically get people to quit talking about her. Say, oh, don't talk about me. Don't mention me. Don't say things about me in a negative fashion. I've declared that I do not consent, so shut the hell up. That'd have been neat if it worked. That would have been neat if all one had to do was go on the internet and say, hey, I do not consent. Quit talking about me. Don't accuse me of making chats about children, about stalking children in malls. I do not consent. I do not consent being accused of being a pedophile. I do not consent to being associated with somebody that is being accused of stuff. I do not consent to being accused of being associated with Craig Sawyer. I do not consent to being accused of having to be some kind of spokesperson for an organization that allegedly eats babies, sells babies, kidnaps babies, so on and so forth. I do not consent. But guess what? That ain't gonna work. I've tried that. Maybe not in those exact words, but I've told the people defaming me, slandering me, to shut the hell up. Quit talking about me. Leave me alone. Doesn't work. Every single day, something about me shows up on these same Twitter and YouTube accounts, and BitChute account, and on a blog. So saying I do not consent is going to stop people from talking about you. And neither is threats of being sued. Because the doctor in question is a public figure. She's famous. She talks about things and gets involved in things of national importance. She brags about herself. She associates herself with famous people. That makes her a public figure. And the same goes to the other individuals who cry about me and others discussing them and saying negative things about them, which happens to be the truth, because there's proof in their own words that they're guilty of what we talked to them about. They have declared themselves not only a public figures, but public officials. They claim to have established government agencies and are working directly with the President of the United States, with at least two organizations. A third organization declares that he has been empowered by an act of Congress to audit the courts and other government agencies, and to declare annulment violations and this, that, and the other, and talk about barges in dry dock and all kinds of weird shit. And so there's a justification there to talk about them. So this business of I do not consent is absolute hogwash. You may not consent, Dr. What's Your Name, but you're the one that opened your fat mouth, so you have no grounds to deny consent to anything. It's not your place to dissent. And before you start talking about going out and suing somebody, you better do your homework and find out how much it costs to sue someone, because you'd be in for a rude awakening. It's extremely expensive. It's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And even then, you may not win. Just because you sue somebody doesn't mean you're going to win. Somebody tried that stunt with me and lost. You know, he hired a lawyer that's claim to fame as suing an internet cow, and that didn't go anywhere. So you can say, I do not consent until you're blue in the face. It ain't going to matter. Because I don't consent either, and it doesn't matter. You're in the same boat that I am. Welcome to my world, doctor. And please, do something with the dog before it stinks the place up to the point where nobody's ever going to be able to live there. Jeez. Now, on another note, I will probably do at least one more Mobilethon on Sunday, depending on how things go. But on Tuesday, I am going to do another one of my Tuesday Murdathon specials. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to discuss the election. But more on that in the coming 2 days. In the meantime, this is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1. Have a good one.